Yesterday, I attended a DC Water, which is no longer WASA. It is now DC Water, groundbreaking. It was actually a fantastic event. It involves a couple of major projects at the Blue Plains sewage treatment plant. We have George Hawkins here with us today, and I'm going to ask George if he would come up and talk about what we're doing there. It's a $1.4 billion set of projects. One is $1 billion, the other is $430 million, I think. One will involve an enhanced nitrogen removal facility, and the other a biosolids management digester facility. And there will be numerous jobs that will be connected to this. I think there will be about 500 jobs that will be connected to this, George, and we're working, since this facility is in Ward 8, we're working hard to make sure that the doors are open to people who live in that area, and then, of course, the District of Columbia, to be able to participate. This is ushering in a new era of technology, and so, George, why don't you come on up and talk about what it is that we're going to be doing there. One of the most exciting aspects is that the degree of electricity that will be generated that would power, 8,000, 8,500 homes, but will be used ultimately to power the Blue Plains plant, right? Yes. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's a delight to be here. I love the job, and I love coming in security. When I came in and they asked who I was, they wanted to know what I was here to fix. Apparently they were going to let me through, by the way. It's a security question. If you're fixing something, you get to go by. But I'm delighted to be here. There's actually a visual chart here right behind us. My humble view, every great city in this planet is defined by its waterways and its waterfronts. You look at the map of the district behind us, you have the Potomac to the left, the Rock Creek cutting through the middle, and a river that has not gotten enough attention, except by this mayor, is the Anacostia River to the right. We are a river city. And your DC Water, your agency that is responsible, you are delivered water to drink every single day. I guarantee you used it today. You'll use it all day long. You probably don't really wonder where it comes from when you turn on the tap. Then it goes down the drain, and you probably don't think very much of where it goes to. But we take that water back. It is a sewer treatment plant, but the phrase I've been using, it's a water reclamation plant. Once you use it, we cleanse all the bad stuff out of it. We clean that water and return it to the Potomac from whence it originally came. So we're reclaiming. It's the largest and original recycling facility in Washington, D.C., and the largest facility of its kind on the planet. And it's located right here, the southern tip of Washington, D.C. All of you are welcome to come visit us. I guarantee you'll be fascinated. It's huge. It's fascinating. It doesn't smell that bad. But as I said, if someone says, you're at DC Water, you're the polluters. I'm like, we didn't create all that stuff back there. This is all of us, and we do it on your behalf, and we're reclaiming water. What I've heard the mayor speak about, and I've worked with him for years, long before he was mayor. I know he's been committed to many things, but at least three. One is a green environment. We want to make the city more environmentally efficient, the quality of life for everybody who lives here, who works here, who visits here, make it more efficient, it's more economical. Second is to create jobs. The importance that you hear all the time of job creation in the city. And third is to make our waterfronts, particularly the Anacostia, a jewel of the city rather than a forgotten area. And those are images and vision that we've taken from the mayor and we're seeking to implement at DC Water. Yesterday we were delighted that you joined us. We announced $1.4 billion of capital projects. As the mayor summarized, two big projects, both of which are exciting. The first is called enhanced nitrogen removal. You should be proud, because your DC Water, this plant, was the only facility in the entire Chesapeake Bay, and the District of Columbia is the only jurisdiction in the Chesapeake Bay that met the 2000 and the 2010 goals to protect the largest freshwater estuary in the world, because of the investment we have made in making Blue Plains one of the most advanced plants in the world. And what we announced yesterday was the next step. We're going to remove several million pounds more of nutrients that otherwise would go to the Potomac and into the Chesapeake, which if it's there causes algae, which when it grows and dies absorbs oxygen, and it kills all the other living organisms in the waterways. What we want is an Anacostia, a Rock Creek, a Potomac, and a Chesapeake that is thriving and full of life, knowing what it will bring to our neighborhoods, the jobs, the economic value that we can bring along with all the living organisms that rely on that step. We kicked that off yesterday because your DC Water is going to meet the next set of goals in 2015. I guarantee you will be there, district will be there, because you are supporting us in this work we do on your behalf. That was the first project. The second one is also very interesting because, not surprisingly, as we treat 320 to 370 million gallons of wastewater every single day. Those of you who've been to RFK, fill up that stadium completely with liquid, with all sorts of stuff in it you probably don't want to think about. That's how much we treat every day, every single day, year-round. And what we pull out of that water is solids. And we'll leave it to your imagination what's in the solids. But the irony is, it's 60 tanker trucks every day leaves our plant. It's filled with energy. The first installation in North America, and the largest in the world, is going to take those solids and turn them into power. The largest green energy source in Washington, D.C., 13 megawatts of power, as the mayor highlighted. Not only are we going to be able to do that, reduce costs to the ratepayers, because we're going to save $10 million a year on energy prices. We're going to have half the number of trucks leaving the plant. Imagine all the neighborhoods that don't have to have as many huge trucks going through. And the material, after they've been cooked in these digesters, is going to be so clean, we could sell it as fertilizer at Home Depot. That's real recycling. They do that in Milwaukee already, but we're probably going to give it to the Department of Transportation, give it to other agencies for free, for tree boxes, for green roofs, to make it even easier and less expensive to green the city. So we're going to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions at DC Water by 40%. We're going to reduce costs. We're going to generate clean electricity. And the rest of the country is watching what we're doing here, because this hasn't been installed anywhere else in North America. We believe it's going to work. We're going to prove it's going to work. And like you're doing in so many ways, we're going to set the stage for the rest of the nation to follow us. So I'm just delighted to be part of it. We were great to have you there yesterday. There will be 500 jobs or so created. We have first source agreements. We want to work with the Department of Employment Services to make sure there are candidates ready for these jobs when they become open, which I think is the challenge, is when the jobs open that there's somebody trained and ready to go. That's a commitment the mayor's made. We're happy to stand at his shoulder and behind him, and delighted to be part of the team. So thanks so very much.
I wish we could find somebody to be the general manager who has some enthusiasm for the job. George, thank you very much. I appreciate what you do every day. You know, I took organic chemistry in college, and I knew the day would come when I had some use for that knowledge. And yesterday was that. It was an interesting experience to be there and see what's being constructed, and you know what is at the end of it. I got to tell you, though, clean fertilizer sounds like an oxymoron to me. Maybe I missed something along the way. But it really is, if you have a chance to go out and see it, and we're going to have hundreds of jobs that are being created, and not highly skilled jobs. They're jobs that people can be put to work almost immediately. And they will go on for at least the next 3 years, through 2014. And then there will be a number of jobs that will be created in the aftermath of that, as a result of the expansion of the treatment plant. So, George, thank you very much, and thank you for highlighting the rivers.